Hello there, and welcome to Expedia Cruises. I'm going to give you a little bit of information today about our franchise opportunity, and we are looking for franchise owners. I am Jeff Workington. I'll be your presenter. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about Expedia Cruises. I will do my best today to give you a good overview to what this opportunity is to see if it's something that you would like to learn more about, and then set up calls with me after this to learn more detail. So today's going to be a high overview, a little bit about who we are as Expedia Cruises, what the cruise industry is doing, uh, really what this opportunity is, and is it a fit for you to at least learn more? And what do we do as a franchise? How do we support you to success through training, setup? We're with you along the way for everything. And also, who is a typical franchise owner? So it does take somebody with the right skill set to be fantastic at this, and that's what we're going to go through today to give you a little better idea. So our promise, though, this is from our franchisees to the from the agents, from the franchisee, from the agents to the consumer buying travel. Our promise. Our promise is we're navigators of spectacular vacation experiences. And it all starts with advice you can trust. So this is about the agents that you're going to be recruiting, and incredible advice that they're going to help their clients get that exact right vacation experience. And look at right to the bottom of that, always there. And this is the key. We're providing, your agents are providing an incredible service for people to find that dream vacation, but they're always there to help them. It's all about service. In the middle, we've got the best choice in prices. We're Expedia, but we have a concierge service that we're providing to the consumers that doesn't cost them anything, but they do get that great choice and price. Expedia Extras, because we are part of Expedia, we get some great, incredible offers, whether it's pricing or whether it's a little special treat for somebody while they're on vacation. There's extras. And by the way, we're more than cruise because we are air, land, and sea vacations. So we started franchising back in 1987. We were then called Cruise Ship Centers, started in Canada, by the way. In 2007, we became part of Expedia Group. In future slides, I'm going to tell you why that Expedia Group invested in Cruise Ship Centers. Currently, we have more than 265 locations, and in those locations, more than 6,000 vacation consultants that are helping people book those dream vacations. The database is quite large, over 5.3 million in the database, which is called the Seven Seas Cruise Club, and over 1 million past customers. So we did start franchising in 1987. Like I said earlier, in 1997, 36 locations, 2007, 96 locations, only in Canada at this point. And by the way, we were at that point the number one cruise specialist in Canada. We still are. 2017, 200 locations. So now we've branched out to the US. 2024, 267 locations. So you'll notice that we do have a controlled growth rate, which is really important because it's the success of the individual franchisee that allows us to award more franchises because they're successful. But that means that we grow at 10, 15, 20 a year, not 100 a year, because we need to support you to success. So a little bit about where the volume is going in global projections for cruising. So as we can see in the middle of the chart, we all know what happened in 20 and 21. 22, a great rebound. 23 was fantastic. In fact, 100%, 107% over our best year ever, which was 2019. And one of the neat things about this graph is to see the projection of the growth of the cruise industry, but we've also taken lots of market share from other agencies, and Expedia is growing at an incredible rate. So the cruise industry, so 35.6 million are expected to board ships in 2024, and lots of new ships on order. So the cruise industry is investing billions into this industry. The growth of the people buying travel has grown exponentially towards agents since 2022, by the way. So the use of a travel agent now is more important than ever before. The average age of a cruiser is getting younger and younger. On average, is 46, but on say a cruise line like Royal, I think it's 42. So this isn't cruising used to be something for maybe the newlywed and the more mature. Now it's got something for everybody. Uh, Cruising can get people on a ship if 75% of the US population is within driving distance to a port. Really good for first-time cruisers, but not critical to the success of a franchise because people or cruisers are everywhere. And the industry is growing leaps and bounds with all generations now as well. So you get to be part of the Expedia group. This is a huge benefit to our franchise locations. So as we've been part of Expedia since 2007, and we really started, it took several years to get registered in most states. So it wasn't like, okay, we're part of it, let's go. It takes time. And you get to leverage the building the buying power from Expedia. You get to leverage, get this, Expedia leads as well. So people that are on Expedia, by the way, also Travelocity and Orbitz, they all sell cruise. Those inquiries or phone calls are directed to our storefronts. So this is pretty cool that you get to leverage all that lead flow as well. I'll talk to you more about that as we get on our future calls, but you may or may not didn't know that all these brands you see on the bottom are all Expedia companies. So we get to leverage a lot of what Expedia is, but we get to go to market not just as well, we were cruise ship centers, but now we're Expedia Cruises. So we have a really close tie into the parent brand. As you're building a business, something we like to talk about, you might hear it from me, is called ILWE, which stands for Income, Lifestyle, Wealth, and Equity. And I know you're probably looking at potentially other franchises out there, and you should, by the way, because you need to find the right fit for you. But for any franchise that you're or a business you're going to invest into, can it create a great income and lifestyle while you own the business? Can it create wealth and equity for exit? So it might sound strange to talk to you about exit before entering, but we want you to develop a business that has a great exit strategy down the road. You don't need to exit tomorrow, but it might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, it might be 20 years, it might be your kids take it over, who knows? But there is an exit strategy with Expedia Cruises. Our vision to be the number one travel agency in North America, transforming the way cruisers buy vacations. This is all about leveraging technology, but giving that custom customer service from the agent to the consumer. Now, let's talk a little bit about, I mentioned earlier that Expedia invested in cruise ship centers in 2007. So when you think of Expedia, where do they live? They live in something that's more like fairly simple to book, a little bit lower cost. Air Car Hotel is definitely where they live. Where a cruise ship centers lives was cruises, tours, and packages. So where the win here is because cruises, tours, and packages have a higher use of an agent, that's where Expedia Cruises comes into play. So now that we have the ability to sell everything to that consumer, it helps out Expedia, it helps out Expedia Cruises, everybody wins. So why an Expedia franchise? And I'm going to ask you some questions which should go to any franchise you're looking at. Is there a global recognized brand? And if you're looking at any franchise, you want to look at, okay, does that name say what they do? Is it recognizable? And is there a proven system for me to learn as a franchisee to be successful? So, well, we've been franchising since 1987. So the answer is yes. Yes, we are always evolving. We are always learning, but you do get to leverage all this incredible knowledge that we've established since 1987. Is it a product that has a high repeat business? Yes, cruisers cruise often. Uh, People are looking for when they're putting down that the money for that dream trip, They want that advice that gives them comfort, and that's what our agents can do. And if you didn't realize this, this is an amazing stat. 70% of cruises are actually booked through agents, and that's where we live. You can call that offline, do their research online, but they end up using an agent for just that comfort of, is it the right trip for me? Is that the right advice? Is it the right ship? Is it the right time of year? What can I do in the ports? Agents have this knowledge to make it a great experience for the client. And we're an incredible scalable business. So you are recruiting a team of independent contractors to sell travel. So they all work on commission. Scalability is how many agents are on your team. This is a team leadership role. It is about recruiting. It is about coaching. It is about training a team to sell because there's a split of commission on everything they do sell. That is your success. So people ask me this all the time. Do I need a retail storefront? Yes, you do. It does connect you to that community just a lot stronger. It brings this global brand, but to life in the local community. It gives your agents a place to also be more credible, a place to come and to learn from each other. You get to create that environment of learning. It's got to be a good environment of fun as well. It gives you an environment where you can coach your team, where they can learn from each other. They hear conversations. It gives the ability for people to, when we sell travel, to call, click, or come in. Sell travel to your clients the way they wish to purchase it. It gives you a place to host events. And that's something we are really great at as well. When there's a promotion coming down the pipeline and there's an event you want to do, and you can invite the consumers to your storefront and invite the cruise rep in to do a presentation to the community, this connects to the community. So it increases agent productivity. It increases the awareness in your community for the consumer and has the highest asset value upon exit. If you can hand your keys to somebody and you have your super high performing team, that's going to give you the highest asset value upon exit. So Canada's pretty much sold out, just so you know. We are pretty well coast to coast. There's a few opportunities here and there, but again, we've been franchising since 1987 in Canada. So we are mostly projecting through the US, and there's great markets available all over the US, by the way. The US is about 10 times the size of Canada, just so you know. But there are 6 states we are not registered in: Hawaii, Maryland, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Rhode Island. Those states we're currently not franchised in, but everywhere else has great opportunity. I love this slide. Our corporate team rocks, and they do. So 265 locations. We have more than 100 corporate team to support you. And that is the key to success. Our franchise system, our team have one customer, and that's our franchisee. And to create the tools, the coaching for you, everything you need to view that you have one customer, and that's your team. Then they're selling travel to the consumers. So our only customer is you, your only customer is your team. And if we all work together, this is success. By the way, once you do work through your education with me, it does take, and you're approved for a franchise, about 6 to 9 months to get your storefront open. In that time, we've got lots of coaching with you, training you in the industry. We're going to get you recruiting, coaching, and training the team before your doors are open as well. So, who are our franchisees? This is a really important slide. So, what's going to make you successful? You are, first of all, we're not a passive franchise. So, you can't have another job and have this franchise. You do need to be an active full-time owner. What are you doing? The majority of your time is recruiting, coaching, and training this team to sell. Think of it kind of like a real estate office model of travel where you're like the main broker and you have a team selling, but in this case, you're selling travel, not homes, obviously. And the more people you have trained, well trained, continually trained to sell, the better they do, the more money you would make. So that desire to recruit, that desire to motivate, to empower a team to success, That's what's going to make our franchisees successful. So you are active, full-time, working that team, but also getting involved in your community and bringing this brand to life. What's a typical investment? So with the franchise fee, with typical storefront build out, by the way, it's around 1,000 square feet. Carpet, paint, signage, desks, computers, licensing. There is a range here from around 197 to 328. Some people build out a little differently than others. Some, if it was a card shop versus a restaurant, there's a different build out there as well. But we'll help you with the best tenant improvements that we can find. We're going to work with you along the way to find that exact right location for you. But you do need to prepare to show us you could invest more than 200,000 and fund your life while this business is building. And yes, there is some third-party financing available that I'm happy to introduce you to. We don't do any in-house financing, but we absolutely have great connections out there if you need it. But we also want to make sure that you have that knowledge of coming in. The investment is more than 200,000, plus you do need to fund your life. Okay, so what does your due diligence look like? And this is all with me pretty much. So we're going to set up a series of education calls. One, how to build that team. Next call, how to market to the community. How do you leverage this Expedia Cruises brand in your local community and bring it to life? How do we support you through all of this? How do we get to learn who you are, leverage your skill sets, skill you up in some other areas as well? And as we go through that education, and hopefully you're getting more excited about the opportunity as we go. It could be that, hey, Jeff, this isn't for me, and that's okay too, but we need to figure that out, obviously. But we'll at one point get your qualification form so that you can have the franchise disclosure document to review. I will even help set up a meeting with the president so we can get lots of Q&A to the president. And one of the final steps to your due diligence is actually coming to Vancouver to meet the team. We call that a discovery day. By the way, we do those once a month. They're a fantastic day to come, not to sign agreements, by the way, but to meet the team, to hear how we're going to support you to success. You will leave that day. You will discuss us. We will discuss you, and it's got to be a mutual fit to get you within a day or two a letter of approval. Or are there any red flags that we should raise now before you sign? So that mutually we are going to come into this, that we can move forward together and be successful together. So we do want to invite you to Cruise to Success with us, at least learn about it. And we are more than cruise, as mentioned. This is an incredible scalable business that's only limited to your vision and how much work you want to put into it. Track record of success is like unbelievable, with support all along the way and scalable to where you want to grow this. One location, 100 agents? Is it 14, 15 locations? We'll help you grow to where you want to bring this business. And we've got prime territories available all over the US and small availability in Canada as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Love to set up that next call with you to set up that series of education calls. And again, the first one, the most important one, is going to be about team building. And that is our presentation for today. So hopefully we've got that call set up. There's my Jeff at Expedia franchise. My phone number's there as well, 778-928-0053. I do look forward to getting to know you and seeing if it's a fit for you. So all the best to you. Take care.